Alright, this video is going to cover section 6, the part A assignment. In this section we've been talking about perspective and how artists convey depth in their artwork, so that's something we're going to do today as well. So to start off with, as always, we're going to save this project, and we're going to save it in our section 6 assignments folder, and we're going to name it Perspective, P-E-R-S-P-E-C-T-I-V-E. Go ahead and click Save. And we're going to set up our canvas by going to View, Zoom, Page. And sometimes I like to get an idea of what our finished project should look like. So this is what we're aiming for today. We're going to create a building alongside of a road. And because we're creating the look of depth or distance, we have a vanishing point for our road here, and our building matches that perspective of the vanishing point. So that's our end goal today. So to start out with, we're going to grab our pencil tool, and about a third the way down the page, we're going to click and hold Control, get a nice straight line, go across our page and click again, get us a nice horizon line. Then to create our road, we're going to click down here with our pencil tool still in the bottom left corner, and then drag up to the middle of our horizon. You can tell you're in the middle by looking up here at this little triangle along our ruler. The middle is going to be between my 250 and 500. So if I get my pencil tool to about right there, that puts me in the middle. Then I'm going to do the same thing coming up from the bottom right corner. Get it right in the middle there. And then to make sure my lines aren't going over my horizon at all. This looks pretty good, but I can make some adjustments here to get them to be just right. So I can get my selection tool and move those down just a little bit so they're not going over my horizon, like so. Alright, so now we're ready to make our building. But first we're going to open up our Layers panel. We're going to rename this Layer 1 to Road. And then we're going to add a new layer and call it Building, and make it above our current our road layer. Go ahead and lock the road layer because we're done with that one for now. And for our building, we're going to use a new tool today. And to set up that tool, we're going to have to go up to File, and then down to Inkscape Preferences. And you might see a plus sign next to the Shapes option. So you're going to click on that plus sign to show all the options underneath Shapes. Select 3D Box, and you just want to make sure that this option is selected that says this tool's own style. So you want to make sure that that's selected. And if so, then that's great. Go ahead and close that window. And we're going to go grab our Create 3D Box tool to make our building. So with that box tool selected, we're going to go over to the left side of our road here and just click to drag a little cube 3D box there. So yours might look like this, it might not. This tool kind of has a mind of its own at first, so we can go in and make adjustments after you've gotten the box drawn. So once you have the box drawn, we're going to use these handles coming out from the side to make adjustments to it. So at this point you should have some yellow handles coming out to the right, some red handles coming out to the left, and some blue lines going straight up. These are our vanishing point handles that we can use to make edits to our building. So grab the handle, the yellow vanishing point handle, and we're going to drag that up to the vanishing point of our road. Then we're taking the red handle and we're dragging that up to where our horizon meets the edge of the canvas. And then we're going to grab the X on your building to grab the entire building at once. And grab that X, and we're going to use that to slide our building up right next to the edge of the road. So it should look a little bit like this at this point. And now that doesn't look like much of a building, it's kind of skinny. So we're going to drag these resize handles on the side to make it a little bigger, a little wider maybe. Adjust it however you want to make it look a little more like a building. That looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and click my selection tool, and then with the building selected, I'm going to go up to Path, Object to Path, And you're not going to see any changes right away, but later on here in a little bit, we're going to grab our nodes tool and make some more adjustments to that building. So for now, we're done with the building, and we're going to add on a door. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit to get my door on here. For our door, we're going to grab our rectangle tool, and you're just going to draw a rectangle, however big you want it, but it shouldn't be wider than the building. And after you have that rectangle tool drawn, we're going to have to go up to Path, Object to Path, and grab our Nodes tool to make some adjustments to that door. So we want to grab these bottom corners and line them up with the base of our building so that it matches the same perspective there. And then we want to grab this top one. You want it to match about the same angles that the door is on. So we should have a straight edge on this side, about like, that looks pretty straight. Let's see how that looks. Good. So it should look something like this, maybe a little even closer to the edge, to the ground there. So you should have a door that looks something like this on our building. And now we're going to make some changes to our building, including adding on a curved roof. So to do this, we've already changed our object to a path for our building. So go and grab your Nodes tool and select the front of your building. With the front of your building selected, you're going to grab right in the middle of this line segment here and drag up to create an arch. So that's going to be the start of our roof. So drag up that line segment to create an arch like so. And then we're going to grab our rectangle tool again to draw a roof. So with your rectangle tool selected, click and drag over the building, enough size for you to create a nice roof. And we're going to turn that object to a path so we can take our nodes and adjust it as well. You're going to take the bottom right corner of your rectangle tool and drag it up to where the curve meets the building. And then you're going to grab the top right node and drag that down to the highest point of the curve, so right about in the middle there. And then you're going to select this line segment in between and just click and drag to get that to match the curve of the roof. So the front of our rectangle should look like so. Then we're going to go over here to the back and grab our bottom left node and drag that to the back corner of the building. And then our top left node, we want it to be about horizontal with our horizon, so parallel with our horizon about. So that looks pretty good there. And now with that still selected, we're going to drag out the back of our, I have to zoom in a little bit more. Going to drag out the back here just to give it some curve to match the front of our building, like so. So when you're done, and it doesn't look like I did this front part very well, should match the curve there. And there we go. So your final projects should look something like either of these, and a nice building along the side of a road with a nice curved roof is our ultimate goal there. So hopefully yours turned out like this, if not better. And that is the first part of our Section 6A assignment. The next video we will be looking at the still life project and the changes we're going to make to that.